Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Living in Oneness and the Community Circle call with today's special guest, Maiyah Olivas. I'm Nanette Rogers-Kennedy, here with my colleague, Dee Meyer, and we are both the coordinators for Humanities Team Community Circle program. And if you don't know, Humanities Team has over 100,000 teammates in 150 countries. And we would like to thank you, our donors, for your support of the Community Circle and for our volunteers with their in-kind donations. And without these things, the financial nurturing and the in-kind donations, we wouldn't be able to do our work here at Humanities Team and try to spread the awakening the world of oneness. We have access to many extraordinary speakers, and today it is our great pleasure to share with you Maiyah Olivas. Maiyah is bringing in tools to create a life of love through realizing your connection with your higher self, source, God. We will be covering what is possible when you learn to take spiritual action by making significant changes for yourself, all creatures, and Mother Earth benefit. Through the energy of oneness, we can create heaven on earth by using the knowledge Maiyah shares with us today. You will empower positive change to bring out the very best of you. We are going to cover as much ground as possible during this call and go as deep as possible. And we plan on taking questions. So if you are on the phone, you would like to speak with Maiyah, you're going to want to press star 1 or 2, or I mean just 1 or 2. And if you're on the webcast, you can enter your questions through the question and answer box. Please give us your first name and where you're listening from with your question. So over to Dee.
Thanks, Nanette. We have 4,500 people registered for today's call, and we're really excited to introduce you to Maiyah Olivas. Maiyah is a healer with over 30 years of experience and advanced training in over 30 modalities. Maiyah Olivas holds the rank of 3rd degree black belt and a certified advanced therapeutic Qigong instructor. Known as the Queen of Age Reversal and the Ninja of Transmutation, she's worked with over 3,000 people to improve their emotional, financial, and physical situations, often instantaneously. She loves synthesizing new techniques with ancient secrets to create miracles on a daily basis, such as shrinking tumors, reversing diabetes, reviving necrotic tissue, and ending decades-long back pain and migraines. When not working with private clients, developing problem-solving products, or teaching cutting-edge classes, Maiyah can be found working with at-risk youth in her local after-school program, teaching ukulele and keyboard. Welcome, Maiyah.
Oh, thank you, Dee. Thank you so much, Nanette. And hello to everyone in the circle. It's a beautiful experience to see all your souls join together, creating a wonderful vortex, and I'm hoping to facilitate some great group and one-on-one shifts for you today.
Wonderful. So, Maiyah, you're going to be sharing activations during this call. Can you let everyone know how this works and maybe tell them a little bit about when they raise their hand and bring a problem in, how that works for everyone else listening in?
Okay, so one thing that's unique about me is I'm super physical, so I'll be talking to you about breathing points and acupressure points. We'll be doing 3 different group processes, one at the beginning, one in the middle, and one at the very end that involves laughter yoga, which is one of my certifications. And then when I work with people one-on-one, there's a phenomenon known as borrowing benefits, and also it's known as surrogacy, where the person who's getting worked on, by right of consciousness, everyone else on the call will have a similar session for the topic that's of concern to you as an individual. So even though your topic of concern might look completely different from the person who's getting worked on, the similarly important topic will be worked on for you. And it's very, very interesting to see how commentary flows through. Afterwards, I've had people write in and say, oh, all the words you were saying for her really worked for me too. And then some people will say, I had nothing in common with that caller, but I felt this huge rush of heat. And let me reassure everybody on the call that whatever happens for you is right for you. If you don't want to work with the energy, it'll just move by you. If you don't feel anything, you might have a giant shift anyways. I've had people fall asleep during sessions with me, and so they didn't feel anything, but then their life completely changed. So whatever happens for you is right and perfect for you. And, please don't judge yourself, because everyone experiences these shifts according to their own personal needs. Okay?
Thanks, Maiyah. So we'd love to invite you to start off this call with a returning to the still point experience.
Oh, yes. So if everyone could take their palms and put them face up, and then thread your fingers in between each other so that it's kind of like if you've ever done that, here's the church, here's the steeple. So your fingers are interwoven, but your palms are up. And you're going to take your thumbs and point them straight up. This is a mudra. So this mudra is going to draw off anything in the way of you reconnecting to your soul point, also known as the still point, which is above your head. Breath. And if you can, put your tongue on the roof of your mouth. You're connecting your governing meridian, which goes up your back to your upper lip, and your central meridian, which goes up your front to your lower lip. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now, I'm going to start a cascade of modules. Modules are energy processes that are concentrated in little chunks, and they do a time release process on you. So as we breathe in and out together, here's the first module, which just clarifies your soul point above your head. Here's your second module, which opens up your upper dantian, which is located between your pineal and your pituitary gland, and it's synonymous with the ajna, the brow chakra. There's your next module, which works with your heart dantian, which is synonymous with your green chakra. And your final module is synonymous with your lower dantian, which is right below your belly button. It's synonymous with a combination of your root chakra and your orange chakra. Deep breath. That's so good. Now we're going to take that energy, we're going to ground it through your sit bones, your knees, your feet, to the point 18 inches below your feet. Now we're going to use scolecite. Scolecite is a beautiful stone that's known as the stone of healers. Scolecite unites the lower chakras with the upper chakras in a really beautiful way. There. And if you exchange scolecite with a friend, then your connection will continue in a conscious way throughout eternity. Deep breath. So it's nice if you're like one of my best friends is going to go sailing for 5 years, so I'll probably give her a scolecite before she goes. She's going to leave next year on the equinox. Now down to the center of the earth to ground us for all beings. And how are you feeling, Dee and Nanette?
I am feeling a lot of energy moving and throughout my body, but in particular, like from my third eye into my right cheekbone and then down through my throat into my heart. It's just like a huge flow.
Wonderful. I'm really happy for you. That's great. And Nanette, how are you?
Well, I felt my shoulders dropping, and just like I just relaxed.
Good.
Like
That's
from
fabulous.
head to toe.
Oh, that's so good. and maybe some people could write in and let us know what's going on with them. There's 5 or 6 people that I can see whose feet are just suddenly got super hot. And that's partly because before I came on, I did an anointing on my feet with thieves, which is a combination of cloves and other aromatic oils. And I don't usually anoint with thieves, but some of you have some leftover vibration of viruses from previous lifetimes, like you died of the Black Plague, which was caused by hamsters, not rats, apparently. So if you have a hamster in the house and and your kids love it, but you think it's really weird, it's probably because you got the Black Plague from a hamster in a previous lifetime. Deep breath. They look so cute.
We have just tons of people writing in, Maiyah. So just wish us all fabulously wonderful session with Maiyah. May the joy and happiness be continuous thereafter. Lots of questions that don't really apply to this, but we'll get to those questions later. I promise we'll get to at least a few of these questions coming in on webcast.
Okay.
So Maiyah, we would love to hear more about how you got on your personal path.
Oh, so if you're on this call, you might resonate with this. I'm one of those people who decided to incarnate in a family with people I had horrible karma with. So my parents are really amazing people, but for whatever reason in previous lifetimes, whenever I do a past life regression, I see my mom, she's choking me or slitting my throat or drowning me. And when I was born, I had the cord wrapped around my neck. So,
wow.
Yeah, it's one of those things. And my mom loves me dearly, but she only, in those lifetimes and in this lifetime, she wanted me to adhere to particular spiritual practices. And it was really clear to me from an early age I was very much drawn to mythology from all countries. I read the Iliad and the Odyssey when I was very young, like I was 7, and
wow.
I started doing people's astrology charts when I was in 3rd grade, and I did an astrology report as my book report in 3rd grade, and my 3rd grade teacher, he was like a Mennonite. He's like, I really don't know what to do with this, but it was a very progressive elementary school because my dad taught at a university. So he let me do it, but everyone in my grade school was like, yeah, Maya's just a little weird. Like, we love her, but she's super weird. And it was the 70s, so people were meditating and doing ESP experiments. We actually had a substitute teacher and a student teacher who did an ESP experiment with us for one of our projects in 6th grade. So it was a really groovy time, and as an outgrowth of that, I started voicing my my lack of congruence with my Sunday school teacher, and I got up and I walked out of my confirmation class with her screaming at me that and she was a great teacher. She was actually a professor at the college that my dad and my mom taught at, and she had won all these awards, and she was screaming at me that I shouldn't disagree with her because she was this amazing teacher and she had won all these awards. And I'm like, I don't care how many awards you've won. I don't think what you're saying is loving, and I don't believe that that's what God means, and I'm going to leave. So, yeah, that was what I was like.
And, well, how did that lead you to the work you're doing now?
Well, I knew that there was something greater than what human imagination, human doctrine. So human imagination, like Albert Einstein, I believe that human imagination is greater than human intelligence. And I knew that there was something bigger than what we'd been told in religion classes, because religion seemed all about figuring out who had done something wrong and punishing them rather than helping them come to a sense of what I call wholeness, so that they didn't feel the need to act out and take things away from people. And I went into the martial art, and we did some work on that. And I was, working during the day and trying to explore these things in the evening. And I took on this vow. I remember very specifically, I was going to a Unity church at the time, and I said, I'm not going to project anymore. I will do whatever it takes to have the experience that I need so that I take back my projections and really know my wholeness. And then I had the worst 7 years of my life, which included being sexually assaulted by a female friend and being within 2 miles of ground zero when 9/11 happened. And it was pretty crazy, but it's what I asked for. And so as I grew from that with the things that I learned, studying on my own and working with other healers, I decided I would create products so that people could gently and easily move into their ascension without having to have the weird dramatic stuff that happened when I made that vow. So all the things that I created are so you can have your ascension in a much calmer way.
I just got chills when you said that, so that's beautiful. Thank you.
Welcome.
I was going to say, Dee, you want to read a few of those comments?
You bet.
That are coming in that pertain to the clearing?
Yep.
Oh, great.
Okay.
While you're looking for them,
sorry.
It's funny. You said something about the feet being warm.
Yes.
I hadn't noticed it until you said it, but my left foot was warm.
Oh, great, Nanette.
So.
Well, I think the thing to remember is that whatever you're working with someone, to really honor your own physical experience, because your body is expressing what its needs are, and that's a direct expression of your intuition, in my opinion. Oh, I'm sorry, Dee, I interrupted you.
No, you're fine. I am having trouble seeing all of this.
Let me see if I can be of assistance, because there are tons of things coming in here.
That's great.
But you mentioned a stone earlier.
A stone, scolecite. 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 It's a white stone, and it works with the lower chakras and the upper chakras so that they're harmonious. Because what I've noticed is a lot of people who aren't manifesting, they'll come to me and they'll be like, I want to manifest this, I want to manifest that, I've been meditating. And they don't have a communication between their lower chakras and their upper chakras, and often it's because they have internal conflicts from either previous lifetimes or societal conditioning or genetic miasms from their families, where what they say they want to manifest it cannot be hardwired into the lower chakras because it's at it's completely disruptive to the assumptions in their chakras. And I started doing a lot of processes for people whereby their chakras could be gently rearranged. And usually they say, just do one at a time, because otherwise it's too much change in the person's life. And that's why I developed my work that we're going to talk about later, the Ascension While You Sleep package, so that your chakras get worked on gently while you sleep, and you don't have to go to another freaking class, and you don't have to read another freaking book. You just sleep. And that's really effective because literally everybody on this call and everyone on Earth has the capacity to be a bodhisattva, but how much time do you have to dedicate to that when you're taking care of your kids and you're going to work and you have, you know, your family? I mean, I've got my mom here. She's 88, just turned 88, and it's like 20, 30 hours a week taking her to the doctor, taking her shopping, making sure that her television works. I don't have a whole lot of time to work on myself, so it's great for me. One of the reasons I developed it was so that I could continue to progress and be at the cutting edge of my work without having to spend hours and hours on myself during the day.
So let's see, I have found, this came in with, it's anonymous. When I created the mudra with my hands, I felt a rush of energy and burst into tears. And then Emily from Santa Cruz says, I love Maya's work. She's amazing. Thank you for having her on your show. There's another one from Ann Kristen. Are there any points to hold or mudras to support my legs and tissue? Thank you. There's Amber from Mar Vista writes, I noticed during the last few years energy that I felt into, unfocused, floaty, and have lots of issues. I thought I was past. Resurrect themselves, please advise.
Well, it sounds like there's a lot of questions. So do you want me to do some one-on-one work? We could take one of those questions and then maybe go to a phone caller. I'm happy to do that.
Sure. Let's see. Why don't we take Frances in Los Angeles? She says, when I close my eyes, I see emerald green through my third eye. I'm connected with spirit world during my sleep, mostly with my husband. I've kept a journal of our visits for the last 5 years. I'm also seeing magnetic fields of trees, buildings. The most profound thing I'm now experiencing is seeing the faces of ancestors and ETs. I do believe this is a gift I would like to express and share. I don't know that that's asking for a reading. Do you have any thoughts on that, Maya?
Well, okay, so let me just, there's like 3 or 4, right? Okay, so first, Francis, you need to develop a practice. So everybody who has a talent but you haven't developed a practice yet, let's do a process for you so that you know how to bring your gift out in a way that honors you. A lot of you have fears that you're going to be put to death by burning again, or someone's going to mock you, or you're going to be, like, taken advantage of somehow. Deep breath. And that's why you're hiding. So everybody who's hiding, there you go. We're going to shift your possible futures. I'm going to clap now because that's a really good thing. Deep breath. There you go. And what are you noticing, Nanette and Dee?
Well, I am noticing the feeling of grounding, the feeling of a lot of energy moving through me.
Great. Now, I clapped the number 22, which is a master number. The first master number is 11, and that's oneness with self and divinity. But 22 is the ability to create things in the physical world on a scale that's fulfilling financially as well as just emotionally. Because a lot of you are kind of addicted to this whole I'm too spiritual to be money grubbing. Deep breath. If you judge money, money's not going to come and love you, right? I'm not saying you need to love money more than anything else. I certainly don't. Like, I tithe a lot. But I let a lot of money come to me now because it's useful. it's really useful. And the more you bring money to you and you purify it and it goes out into the world, it's going to completely transform the commodification of resources, which so many of you dislike anyway. So you might as well bless the money so it can go out and do your will like a little green minion. Okay? Deep breath. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So somebody asked about their leg tissues, too, and I just want to do that because when you're having leg issues, again, it's got to do with your lower chakras. Part of you doesn't feel safe in the world, and you feel like you don't have a leg to stand on and you don't want to move forward. You want someone else to carry you. So let's work with some black forest essence, deep breath, and some garnet, raw garnet. Raw garnet is the wholeness. It's associated with the letter Z, and it's the wholeness of the individual based on that individual's own ideas. Some of you get the idea that oneness and wholeness is like a curriculum that you need to fulfill in order to, please some outward authority, and then you'll be able to be worthy to manifest whatever you want. Deep breath. And as long as you do that, your internal rebel is going to be like, screw you, outside authority figures, I'm just going to rebel. Deep breath. So we're just going to shift that. There we go. And I say this as someone who's had like weird foot and ankle stuff, like I ruptured my Achilles tendon. Again, be careful what you say. I said 1 year. Put me where I need to be and keep me there. Well, then I ruptured my Achilles tendon while I was in Los Angeles, and I had to stay there an extra 2 weeks. So, be careful what you say, people. Deep breath. Because I actually said at the time in the most enjoyable way possible. So it was actually fairly enjoyable because I was hanging out with my cousins and, it was fun. But having your Achilles tendon reattached isn't that fun. Deep breath. So we're just going to make it so that you don't have to continuously manufacture these physical challenges because on some level you feel guilty and you're punishing yourself. There we go. Okay, so the people who had leg issues, you're going to feel a shift. If you could write in about the shift, and some of you perpetuate your issue by not focusing on the shift. You perpetuate on, oh, this changed, but this, and this didn't change. Okay, the thing that you pay attention to in a certain mood will be perpetuated. So if you're with somebody who's facilitating, you're talking about your issues and they get clear, then fine. But some of you talk about your issues in such a way that you re-perpetuate them, and you need to learn the difference. Deep breath. There's another thing about the reprogramming that happens with my work is it happens while you're asleep, so you can't argue with it. Some of you are very argumentative because you're really smart, and you want to be the smart one in the room because the people around you who are supposed to take care of you failed you, and so you feel like you need to argue with everyone and you have trust issues. I understand that. I have trust issues too. I hate it when people buy me stuff without telling me. Deep breath. I just had this issue with a friend of mine. He apologized because he picked up the lunch tab without telling me, and I was like, immediately my control issues came up. Deep breath. So we're doing a little bit for control issues too. All right. So would you like to go on to a caller now, Dee and Nanette?
Yeah, Nanette, do you want to come in and let people know how they can?
Sure will. If you're on the phone, please press 1 or 2, and I will see that you want to speak with Maiyah. And at this very moment, I don't have any hands up. But
that's so
there
weird.
are a bucket of questions. Oh, wait a minute, I just got hands coming up. Okay, I'm going to go to Shannon. Shannon, are you there?
I'm here.
Hi, Shannon.
Thank you for taking my call, and I appreciate the energy that you're pulling forth so far. It's really wonderful. My question is, and I hope this will apply to many other women, is my first career was a mom, and I did it really well, and my children have gone now, and I have a lot of free time. I know I have more that I'm called to this earth to do, and I would like some assistance on how to move to that next phase.
Okay, could you be a little bit more specific about what you think you want to do?
I want to help people to shine their light, to be in alignment with their soul purpose.
Okay, could you be more specific? See, this is the thing. You ask the universe to let you help people shine their light. Well, you can do that just by breathing. So could you be more specific about what you like to do? Like, for example, one year I decided I liked ukuleles, and then I ended up teaching ukulele for 4 years. What do you like?
I love plants. I love gardening.
Okay, let's start with that. How about work with flower essences, and then you have a practice as a flower essence practitioner? Deep breath. There. And you teach people how to do meditations on mandalas made out of flowers. There. How does that feel?
It feels really at ease. It makes me feel very at ease.
Okay, so what we want to focus on, and for those of you who are decluttering, I'm going to recommend a book because I see a lot of you have a bunch of stuff that you do not need. Okay.
Right.
So there's this book by Marie Kondo, Kondo, and it's called The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, Marie Kondo. And the biggest thing she has is keep only that which sparks joy. So we're going to do that for you and everybody else on the call who's like, oh, I want to help the world, but you don't tell the universe how you want to help the world. Focus on the thing that brings you joy, and I'm going to unblock you. Deep breath. There we go. For example, me, I love hanging out with my cousins. So I decided that I wanted to do energy work in a way where it felt like I was hanging out with my cousins, and it was really fun, and we talked about everything in the world, and everybody got better. And pretty much that's what my whole practice is like now. Deep breath. And how do you feel now, Shannon?
Like I'm floating.
Awesome sauce. Good job, Shannon. All right, well, I'll be interested to hear how that unfolds for you in the future. I see a timeline of about 6 months as you get trained. The Australian bush essences would be very useful for you, FYI.
I'm sorry, the Australian
bush. Just listen to the replay and you'll hear the name again. Okay?
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay,
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You want me to take another call here?
Sure.
And let's see. Let's go to Francis. Francis, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Francis.
Hi, Francis.
Hello. Yes, I typed in my question. Thank you all for being here today. I typed in my question about me seeing ancestors. And what it is that I see them, I have a jewelry box on my dresser, and I see their faces coming in, shadowing mine. And that's why, I mean, at first it was so bizarre, and I've even asked a friend, do they see it? And they, of course, they don't see what I see. And it's weird that some of them turn into like ETs, you know, extraterrestrials, but they're old. They can be Indian, Caucasian. They just come in and out so fast. And I just had to tell it. I've been holding it in for a long time because I know some people may think I'm crazy. So do you have any thing to say on that?
Francis, I think we actually did a whole process for you because you typed in your question. You said you see emerald green and you We did a whole process on you being led to use your gift in a way that blesses the universe. So is there another question that you had? I mean, you're not crazy. You're just seeing energy, and you're seeing it quickly because you're going through a lot of rapid changes. But again, I need you to think about how do you want to share this with the universe.
Right.
So you're asking me, what do you have to say, Maiyah? Well, what do you want to do with this, Frances? You're the one who gets to choose. I don't know what to do with your life.
I understand. Well, I have joined the Humanities team. I spoke last night at a meeting about the things happening in the world, and such as carbon and saving the planet, and the negative things that's going on, wars and such. And I talked about spirit, the love that if we all band together with love, changing our spirits. So.
Okay, so Frances, do you want to get paid on a regular basis to speak to groups, and as you speak to groups, their energy shifts? Is that what you're asking me?
Well, I wasn't asking that. I was commenting that I believe that I should be speaking on those issues and be an activist, in such a level to help. But I do have financial situations. I don't have very much in that category.
Okay, let me rephrase this, Frances. Are you willing to receive money on a regular basis to speak to groups and shift their energy for the highest good of the universe?
Yes.
Okay, take a deep breath. Up to that. Deep breath. I need you to have more clarity about you owning this gift. You're waiting for someone to tell you what to do with your gift. You get to choose what you want to do with your gift. Take a deep breath. How do you feel now?
Relax. More relaxed.
Okay. How many groups do you want to speak to a month?
3 or 4.
Okay, 3 or 4 groups. And now hold in your consciousness the amount of money that you need to receive every month. Deep breath. Okay, how are you feeling now?
I'm feeling it's light. And
okay.
I see green. I see a lot of green, the color green.
Good. All right. Well, so we've shifted that for you, and it'll be interesting to see how that unfolds. For you, I get a timeline of about 9 months. Okay?
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Let's go to Mary, or Marie. I might be pronouncing that incorrectly. Are you there?
No. Yes.
Hello.
Thank you. Hi. Yes, it's Mary. That's correct.
Okay.
Thank you so much for this call. Here is my question. I know what I want to do. I know what I want to create. One thing is a game for children, and another is a journal for adults around sensory somatic explorations. I am stuck in my body in a freeze, and there were 2 things that you said that hit the nail on the head. I just bought the Kondo book, and also the fear of getting annihilated. So I'm taking a deep breath, and I just wonder if your intuition has any support that it could offer to me.
Take a deep breath again, because this is an example of where you're overgetting yourself. Now, when you breathe really deep so that every cell in your body is filled with light. And repeat after me. What is my life like
Would you say
Hello.
that again?
What is my life like?
What is my life like?
When I take full responsibility.
When I take full responsibility.
For my self-love.
My self-love.
And wholeness.
Wholeness.
And I release all patterns.
I release all patterns.
Of self-sabotage.
Self-sabotage.
Now and always.
Now and always.
I don't know how this happened.
Don't know how this happened.
I only know it is so.
Only know it is so.
And I am.
And I am.
Fulfilled.
Fulfilled.
Honestly, in the class that I'm going to be teaching, Allowing Continuous Joy, the live class number 4 would be really, really useful for you. So in that particular class, 1, 2, 3, 4, is about anxiety. You have this habit of feeding your anxiety and your worry, and that's what you need to go deeper into, because it's like this little game that your ancestors play with you. Deep breath. All right, how are you feeling?
Oh, great. Really lots of heat being generated, lots of flow sensations. I definitely hear the truth. Is this call being recorded? Will we have access to a replay?
Yes, you will.
Yes.
Okay, great, because I would like to write the words down.
Okay. All right, thanks very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Let's go.
I just wanted
to...
a little bit of a
Go ahead.
time check. We were going to do 3 group processes, and I know that you allotted, I think, 90 minutes for the call.
Right.
So
Yes.
just let me know when you want to do group process number 2. All right?
Well, maybe we should do it now.
Okay. So, y'all, deep breaths. I'm tuning into the group as a whole, and the big theme that you've got right now is holding the vision versus being stuck. So we did reattune to the soul point, and now holding the vision versus being stuck. Some of you have been holding a vision for a long time, but you've shifted, and that vision is no longer appropriate for you. You need something bigger. Deep breath. And some of you were holding on to a vision, but that vision doesn't have a high enough vibration for you because it's, it was based on some previous assumption about what success is, based on, like, conditioning. Deep breath. So anything in you that's keeping you stuck in a lower vibration because you feel like, oh, I committed to this, I should follow through with it. Like some of you are like, I want a BMW. Here, and we let that go. And some of you are like, I need a boyfriend who's really hot. Here. But you don't really need those things. You need the emotional experience that those things symbolize. There. And that's what the vision really is. The vision is holding in your vibration the emotional and consciousness fulfillment that those objects or relationships symbolize. Deep breath. And there you go. Okay, how are you feeling in that ND?
I am feeling just very grounded and expansive, I guess.
Good. And that's a very full thing. You got chills?
Mm-hmm.
Good. That's awesome. So sometimes we link our self-growth to the impact we can have on a particular set of people. So it's not so much that. It's your self-growth is linked to the amount of consciousness you can shift in your internal vision of yourself. There you go. And then the right people will shift, not necessarily the audience that you thought would shift. Okay. All right. We can continue doing one-on-ones if you want.
Great. So, Nanette, do you want to call on another?
Sure. We're going to call on possibly Kathy. Kathy, are you there?
I am. I'm here.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Maya. Can you help me deal with some brain stuff and, physical and just looping around all the time?
Okay. When you say limping around?
Like just mental loops.
Oh, mental loop. Deep breath. So we're going to go back in time. All right. So if we've been psychologically and or intellectually arrogant in another timeline, there we go. We're going to forgive ourselves for perpetuating the disdain on other people. And how are you feeling now, Kathy?
A little calmer. I don't feel a big change, but a little calmer.
Well, deep breath. Like I said at the beginning of the call, everybody's process is different. And when we have different energies that we identify with, but they're not really us, sometimes it's hard to give them up. So it's nothing against you. It's just that there's a habitual pattern that doesn't want to release its teddy bear. Deep breath.
Okay.
Okay, what are you noticing now?
My brain does feel calmer now.
Okay, now I'm going to go and do an oxygenation. There we go. And then we're going, and this is happening for everybody on the call who has a similar, well, everybody does have a similar issue because consciousness and the energetic patterns of the brain are inextricably intertwined, and that's what actually creates your perception of reality. So reality is perception. Perception can transform. Deep breath. And I'm going to tone for you, Kathy. So it might get kind of loud, everybody. FYI, you might want to move the phone away from your ear. Ready?
Yes.
Okay, those are sounds I have never made before. How are you feeling?
That was awesome. That did feel like it freed something.
What they've noticed in Australia, there's these cutting-edge studies about the reversal of amyloid plaque in the brain, and they introduce different vibrations. And I suspect that something similar is happening for you, that those the teddy bear that I saw is a habitual dendrite pattern that is emphasized by certain deposits of different minerals and or chemicals along the sheath of the myelin sheath of your dendrites, which makes it difficult for your impulses to cross your synaptic gap. Deep breaths. But I think that's going to change now.
Excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay,
All right.
let's go go to Susan. Susan, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, Maiyah.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I had a vision come in when I was in my early 20s about creating a retail space that was interactive and worked with energy and things like that. And it stayed with me. It hasn't left. But these last years, through a lot of financial, what we label as injustices through the banks and fraud and things like that, accumulated so that it brought me into a whole nother territory of activism to help, it's like an archetype where I have this thing with freedom and keeping our freedoms available for humanity. And so I've kind of shifted into the activism thing because of what I experienced and also seeing what everybody else has experienced. And now I'm kind of split between the two, but the one that brings me joy was my original vision in my 20s. And I'm at a place right now where I'm starting from scratch and zero with finances, and just wanted to know your insights.
Well, are you asking me just for my insights? Because if you say that, then the energy is not going to penetrate you, Susan, because you have a very strong word. You just asked me for my insights. What are you asking me for?
I'm asking for, I feel a lot of, I want to be careful with my words because I do think I have a capacity to bring forth a lot of things in manifestation. My birthday's on the 22nd, and I've always been able to manifest in my whole entire life. But right now, in the last 5 years, as I've been going through this thing with the banks, my manifestation abilities have just seemed to cease, and I'm wondering I'm not sure why.
The words that you're using with regard to the banks are being reflected back on you?
Uh-huh.
That's why. Okay, so take a deep breath, and if you are willing to do the forgiveness around the banking, then this is going to shift. Are you willing to do that?
Yes.
So just repeat after me. What is my life like?
What is my life like?
When my internal self-image
and my internal self-image
and my internal image of banking and its internal structure.
And my internal image of the banking and its internal structure.
Completely transmute.
Completely transmute.
So that I take banking as an ally.
So that I take banking as an ally.
For shifting human consciousness.
For shifting human consciousness.
For the forgiveness of our offenses. The forgiveness of our offenses.
For the forgiveness of our offenses.
Against the planet and each other.
Against the planet and each other.
So that all financial resources.
So that all financial resources.
Go forth and transmute.
Go forth and transmute.
Human consciousness.
Human consciousness.
The restoration of nature.
And restoration of nature.
Healing of humanity.
And the healing of humanity.
I don't know how this happens.
I don't know how this happens.
Only know it is so.
I only know it is so.
Now and always.
Now and always.
And I am.
And I am.
Fulfilled.
Fulfilled.
By your word it is so, Susan. How do you feel?
I guess a lot of sadness releasing. I think that there's some kind of thing that the whole thing that I experienced with that triggered with authority figures from my childhood that when you did your first hand thing, it's the mudra, whatever, a lot of memory came back from my childhood of authority. And I think that this is somehow releasing some kind of, the banking thing triggers injustice with authority that probably went back quite a long time.
Yeah, this is great. Your vulnerability is the pathway to your enlightenment. Deep breath. You're doing awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job. And what I'm seeing is that a whole new road is going to open up for you, and it'll be easy and joyful. Okay?
Thanks, Maiyah.
You're welcome.
We have so many people writing in. I wanted to share real quickly. Donna from New Brunswick, Canada writes in, oh my, with that sound, I have shivers and goosebumps. Awesome. And just so many people. Karen in Texas says she's interested in enhancing her psychic ability to become more accurate. So I don't know if we have a moment to go ahead and work with that a little bit. That's Karen in San Antonio.
So, okay, here's the dealio. Some of you are like, you want to improve the stuff that's going on in your third eye, which is generally where psychic ability is. But in other lifetimes, your skills were used in ways that were against humanity as a whole. So specifically, some of you were used as spotters, and some of you were used to change trade routes or current or rain to the detriment of other people's. And when you open up your third eye, you're going to see that. But part of you isn't ready to see that yet, okay? So we're going to heal the part of you that would judge yourself. Because some of you are really super self-righteous in terms of like, now I see the new way. Guys, none of us have clean hands. None of us. None of us. Even Gandhi was a jerk in his own way. Deep breath. Martin Luther King was a jerk in his own way, right? John F. Kennedy Jr. was a jerk in his own way. Deep breath. So the parts of you that are clinging to the idea that you're a good person in every single lifetime, we're going to heal that. Because you can't come into your wholeness and you can't come into your oneness if you're going to judge yourself and others for playing roles that the universe asked them to play so that we could have the experience of contrast. Deep breath. There we go. So that's the first thing. And what are you noticing is that energy is going through Dee and Nanette?
For me, I'm noticing a lot of energy moving down the back of my head, back of my neck, back of my body.
Awesome.
Where it felt like it was all kind of fully everywhere earlier. It's like the backside is expanding and just getting bigger.
That's great. And Nanette?
My ears are very warm.
Oh, cool. That's great. So your ear chakras, you're throwing off things that you might have heard. And also the temporal lobes are right above the ears, and that's our connection to other dimensions of space-time and being. So you're probably doing healing in other alternate realities in different aspects of the universe. So good job. Okay. So now once we clear that up, then what you're able to see will change. Sometimes we just want to see ourselves in a good light. But that's not wholeness, and if you don't have wholeness, you can't do oneness. So oneness and sameness are not the same thing. And this is something that somebody recently came to me with. Like, they were looking at somebody and they saw, quote unquote, this dark energy. And I see energy that's in the wrong place, or I see energy that's not resonant. It's like if you're learning the piano and then you go to a concert that is from another country, the tuning doesn't make any sense because it's tuned completely differently. Deep breath. But that doesn't mean they're wrong. It means that they're not trained the same way you are. Now, there are different traditions from different cultures in which they used blood sacrifice, which in general you don't necessarily want to do that. There's other ways to do it, so we're going to clear that up. But if that's the culture you were raised in during that time, and that's the role that you were supposed to play in that lifetime, so that other people could have the shift, then I don't think you need to judge yourself for that anymore. Deep breath. And vice versa. If other people played a role for you, it's like good theater, right? Somebody's a villain, like Othello and Iago. Iago's a horrible villain. Even it was just Easter, right? So I did this whole thing with the middle school class about if there was no Judas, there would be no Christianity, because Christianity is based on the crucifixion. No Judas, no crucifixion. So you need to be generous towards Judas because he took the part that no one else wanted. What a brave soul to stand up and say, I will be the jerk that sells Christ out for 30 silver pieces. No one else wanted that role. He was the only one who did it. Deep breath. And that's the same in all our incarnations. Sometimes we're a jerk. Go. And how are you feeling now that we're clearing that?
Big exhale.
Yeah.
Big exhale.
Big what?
A big exhale.
Oh, good. Yeah. There you go. Okay. Just being conscious that it's is there something that we need to go over? Did you want to do maybe one more caller and then talk about the class that I'll be offering later on?
Yeah, that would be great.
All right.
Okay, well,
so
let me.
Our next.
You want me to go to another call right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And I'm really sorry we're not going to be able to get to all the callers. Heidi Ann, are you there?
I am.
Hi.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you. Wow. Learning to speak my truth has been an interesting journey for me. And I have felt movement through my throat chakra twice so far in this meeting. And what you just said resonated so much, and I hit 1, 2 before you just did that clearing out of the third eye because, this judgment game, and I grew up in a fundamentalist Christian environment and have had to break some energetic ties recently that I was holding on to regarding birth, family, and ancestors. So I can feel that emotion right now coming out of my throat. And so I would love to hear any insight you might have for me around this whole birth family and, kind of carrying a mantle of my great aunt's ministry, that kind of a connection in that spiritual realm with family.
Hey, Heidi Ann, I'm going to ask you the same question I've asked other callers. Are you asking only for the insight, or do you want the clearing too?
I want the clearing all the way.
Okay. Stay on the call. You got to claim this, because if you say, I just want the insight, then you're telling your subconscious, I'll just listen. Okay? Take a deep breath and claim your healing. I am willing to have the energy. Okay, so deep breath. So the thing that we think it is, it isn't, because if it was the thing that we thought it was, it would be done. Deep breath.
Mm-hmm.
So when I say that to Heidi Ann, how does that feel as that moves through your body?
It feels like there's a little quivering of the holding of the old still.
So I'm going to go beneath the old, and we're not going to even deal with this lifetime because this lifetime is just like, this lifetime is a drop in the ocean of your soul's experience. And we're going to go back, and I see you in a temple. Deep breath. And we're give everything that happened in this temple, known and unknown, seen and unseen, real and unreal, conscious and unconscious. Deep breath. And if you're willing to receive this forgiveness for yourself and all concerned, say, yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
Okay, what are you noticing now?
That my dog wants to play ball. Some relief.
Yeah.
Some relief. That inner holding place has some letting go.
Yeah, because your great aunt is a mirror of something deep inside of you. Now we're going to go inside of you, and it's between your left hip bone and your tailbone. There's a place that's multidimensional, and we're just going to follow it orthogonally to a wormhole in an alternate dimension. And that place is going to get whatever it needs. And how does that feel?
Warm and loving.
There you go. So that's what we want. So that warmth and that lovingness is yours by divine right in all directions of space and time. And if you claim it as so, say, yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
And the pathway to healing your family is to say that you share this warmth and self-love and self-appreciation with all concerned. And if you do, say, yes, I do.
Yes, I do. Self-love and appreciation. Very nice.
Okay, what are you noticing now?
That I can smile when I look their way a little easier.
Good. And we're going to integrate that for you so that you're in your wholeness. Then we're going to go up to the Akashic Records, and then we're just going to set a fire on all those contracts, and that's going to take like 6 weeks to. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, if you end up coming to the live calls, the last 20 minutes of each live call, people get an opportunity to work with me one-on-one. Just so, like, if you didn't get a chance to talk to me today, and I also go through the inbox, and anything that goes in the inbox also gets worked on during the live call. So then there's going to be 7 live calls in the class. And it's mainly, just clearing everything out of your way that keeps you from really acknowledging your wholeness on a continuous daily basis, so that you're creating from a sense of fulfillment instead of a sense of desperation. Okay, Dee and Annette, how are you feeling?
Wow, I felt a lot of energy with our last caller. I think there's a lot of resonance with the throat chakra. So thank you for coming in, and it's amazing how that works. The people that have come in, their issues apply to so many of us on the lines. So that was pretty incredible.
Hey, I'm really glad. How about you, Nanette?
I'm feeling super duper relaxed, like even maybe, well, I won't, but I'm thinking of a nap.
Okay. Well, you guys had asked me to kind of walk people through the offering, so I think that might be a place to go now. Could you tell them the website?
Yeah, it is. The website is orderjoynow.com/Maiyah-Olivas-LOS. So we will send a link to that out. If you can't find it right now, don't worry. We'll send a link out to the special offer and the recording of this call. So I know right now everyone's probably feeling a little spaced out and almost like you've just woken up from a nap from all of the energy that Maya's been running for us. So don't worry about it. We will make sure you get links to the call and links to the program that Maya's going to be talking about. She's put together an amazing offer for us. So Maiyah, I'm going to let you go ahead and kind of walk us through this. And I also want to let everyone know that I have been working with Maya's program. I've been using the mandalas and listening to the different clearings and activations. And many of you know that I'm a person that, just didn't sleep a lot. From the time I was in my late teens on, I was anywhere from a 4 to 6 hour a night person for sleep. That's all I needed. But lately I've been feeling, exhausted. I'm working long, long days. And so I started using Maya's program. And I have been sleeping at least 8 hours a night, if not more, since I've started using your mandalas and listening to the recordings, and I feel so much better. So, Maiyah, I'll let you take it from here.
Oh, great. Well, I'm really, really happy to hear that, Dee. And I created this package in response to my client saying, I want my own Maiyah all the time. And I'm like, that's probably not going to happen. Because there's only one of me. But the work is separate from me, and so I thought, what's the best way for me to consolidate the work so that everyone could have what they need, and eventually you don't really need me? Because the point of my work is eventually you don't really need me, just like training wheels on a bicycle. So if you look at the packages, and oh my gosh, my computer just froze. So,
well, I have it up.
Okay, so package A is all digital, so you can have it immediately, and it's the downloads of my previous class for allowing continuous joy. And I focus on allowing joy because joy is a reflection of the wholeness and oneness that's at the core of the universe. And it's much easier to create what you want from that place instead of a place of like being scolded. In the real world, I do teach Qigong and I do teach yoga. So this particular package, Allowing Continuous Joy, it's as though you're having private Qigong lessons with me that clear out the emotional blocks for you to manifest from a place of joy. There's 7 different mandalas, and you look at them for 2 minutes and you throw them under the bed. And then every night, the mandala creates a sanctuary around you so that while you're sleeping, all the issues that you didn't have a chance to deal with during the day because you're busy and you're doing your thing get addressed. It's a very, very, very convenient. So that's package A. It's all digital. You get it right away. You get 7 live class recordings. You get 7 different MP3s and meditations, and you get 7 different mandalas, which is, it's huge. It's a really nice package.
It
is. And that's what Dee's been working with. And she hasn't, I don't think you've just been working with the mandalas in the MP3s. Have you listened to the classes? Yeah. So even if you don't, like, quote, unquote, do the whole thing or you don't do it the right way, like I've literally had people say, I can't print it, what do I do? And I'm like, just write the word mandala 1 on a piece of paper and put it under your bed because the energy is really smart and it'll go to you anyway. And they're like, okay, good. And it still works. So that's package A. Everything's all digital. You get it right away. And it's like a super bargain. It's like $97, I think.
Yeah, it is an incredible value, and it is $97, and that is the package that I've been working with, and I am amazed, really amazed. With the sleep alone, it's just like being a new person.
Well, because when I think of what happens to me when I don't sleep correctly, and I'm very, very lucky. I sleep really well. I become kind of crazy, and I'm really happy for you that you're not disturbed by your insomnia anymore.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it is just so much easier to focus when you're well rested and to respond to life, any kind of challenges that come up. It's just easier to have your set point recalibrate fast when you're well rested. So for me, it's just been amazing.
And that's when your body repairs itself. So if you have a chronic health issue and you're not sleeping well, your cells don't get triggered to go into repair until you reach a certain level of REM. So that's it's really important. Sleep is so important.
Well, and before this, Maiyah, I didn't even realize the difference of not sleeping well. I didn't know that was going to happen when I started using it, the program. I had no idea that it was going to be affecting my sleep. And previously, I just thought I'd get so much more done because I work all the time. If I'm not sleeping, I'm working. But really, it hasn't affected how much I get done. I get it done in a shorter amount of time.
Right, because it's easier to focus.
Mhm.
That's awesome. So then for people who want more involvement, like for Package B, if you want the opportunity to speak with me one-on-one, because honestly, I've been so busy that I can't really do that many private sessions anymore because I've got my mom, she just turned 88, and I'm doing programs with different people, but it's hard to get a one-on-one with me. The live classes, there's 7 live classes. In the last 20 minutes of each live class, you have the opportunity to communicate with me. The second 20 minutes of each live class, I go through my inbox and I deal with the major themes for people that have written in. And then the first 20 minutes, we work specifically with the mandala itself. It's really, really, it's really fun. I love it. I love teaching live classes. It makes me happy. Well, you can tell. I really like working with people. It's lots of fun. So that's the difference between Package A and Package B. Package A is all digital recording of the previous classes. The recordings are super powerful. Package B is you get the opportunity to communicate with me one-on-one during the 7 live classes. And I try to be really good about if you've talked to me in a previous class, and I try and choose somebody else in the next class. Then Package C is all of that and 30 days of remote work. For example, today, a lot of people felt the energy even though they weren't working with me directly. So this next package is you get all this remote work 24/7, and you can invite as many people as you want to via email. So say you've got 10 friends with issues, you can send this email to them, and they can be added to the class, and they'll get also 24/7 energy work. So that is honestly, I would go for Package C personally, and I have bought a lot of packages myself because I believe in keeping myself up to date. And I don't know anybody who lets you just add people the way I do, except for me.
I don't either. I've never heard of it before.
I know, it's a little bit of overgiving, but the good news is it's helping literally hundreds of people, because the average person I work with adds 10 people to the session. It's amazing what people are able to manifest from the distance work, even if they never talk to me. Like, I've had people write in and say, I haven't ever really talked to you on the phone, but I had this chronic back problem and it went away, and I didn't believe in this at all, but so-and-so forwarded this to me, and I quit having my anxiety attacks. Anxiety attacks are a big thing that is pretty readily addressed through consistent energy work. If they've been going on over a period of decades, it might take a little while to clear out the backlog. But once you got the backlog cleared, then it's pretty easy to keep yourself on maintenance with anxiety, so it doesn't ever have to bother you again. Like, literally, people have written to me, and they're like, if I didn't read my journal, I would not remember how messed up I used to be. So I think that's really useful, because I don't want you to have to, fight to reach your next level of ascended consciousness, because that's like a waste of energy. You could be using that to help 10 other people instead of having a little argument in your head. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's just been incredible. So we promised everyone, we have some updates we want to go through.
Ooh.
And then, Maiyah, I want to invite you to give everyone your website, too, so that they can find you and read more about you.
Well, I have a website, www.mayaholivas.com, and you can sign up for my email my email list, and you'll get a free remote 15-minute session to heal your finances. And I've had people write in and say, after I got your free session, I found 100 euros on the ground. Or, so-and-so took me out to dinner. I have one client who, she signed up for a few private sessions in a class, and her family bought her a house. And I'm like, oh,
wow.
Okay. I know, right? Who does that? And then I had another client who took my class with me, and she wrote me, and she's like, I won $10,000 while I was taking your class. I never had a private session with you, but and I'm like, well, that's a really good investment. I can't guarantee that everyone's going to get $10,000 in cash, but I pretty much can guarantee you that you're going to have a big shift that's going to be worth a lot to you, simply because, I have hundreds of emails telling me that that's what happened. And you could gift that to someone else, because you can sign, if you buy package C, you can invite anyone you know. You can invite people you hate, which it's actually good to them and good for you. I send Reiki to people that I absolutely loathe. I can't tell you how many people I send Reiki to.
Sorry.
The more I dislike people, the more I'm like, I better put you on the Reiki list. Some of them I've written for time. Does anybody have any more questions or updates? You said you were going to do updates. That'd be awesome.
Nanette, do you want to read?
Sure. Sure, I sure will. And I'm going to tell everybody that if you go to the www.humanitiesteam.org website, down in the lower right-hand corner, we have usually the next 3 or 4 calls that we have coming up, so you can always be checking there. But right now I was just going to let you know that tomorrow at 11 Pacific time, Los Angeles time, our Oneness and 12 Spheres call is focused on ecology and the environment, and our guest is David Abram and Barbara Marks Hubbard and Anna Marie Petiers, and Steve Farrell will be the host on that program. Then we have Michael Gieta on the 16th of this month. Dee and I are really excited about James. We're excited about all this, but we're really excited about James Von Prague on Tuesday, April 21st. We have our monthly Power of Prayer call on the 22nd of this month. Then there's Zen Debrook on Thursday the 23rd. And we have our Healing with the Archangels call on Thursday, that same day, in the afternoon on the 23rd. And Rabbi Michael Lerner on Thursday the 30th of the month. And I know that's a lot to remember, but like I said, if you go to our website and go to that lower right-hand corner, you can see at least the next 2 or 3 calls that are coming up. Take it away, Dee.
Well, Maiyah, we'd like to invite you to lead the laughter yoga portion at this time, and we're not sure that we'll be able to come back for any more thank yous, so we're going to thank you right now for this 90 minutes that have just flown by. So thank you so much, and we'd love to have you back whenever you want to come. So we're going to put that out there right now, and and invite you to lead our laughter yoga. And we have so many people on the line. We are going to open up the line. So if it gets too loud, we'll have to, not make it so we can hear everybody. So is that, I think that's how we do it.
Okay. All right, so if everyone would breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. There. For laughter yoga, what we're going to start out with, we're going to take our hands and push them towards the floor and say, ha.
Ha.
Ha. So we're going to push them out in our heart and say, ha. 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 Hands and push them over our head and say, ha. 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 3 ha's to the floor, from the heart to the sky. We're going to do this in a series of, we do 3, and we're going to do it 5 times. Okay? And then we'll probably dissolve into hysterical laughter, which is my favorite. Ready? Ha. 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 Ha.
Oh my goodness.
So, laughter yoga has been shown to give you the cardiovascular effect of being on the rowing machine for an hour after 15 minutes of laughter yoga. So, I got certified a couple of years ago. It's something I really like to introduce energetically to my clients' lives. And so actually in the live class, what I tend to do at the end of every class is just remind everybody so that it's easy for them to laugh every day. So.
Oh, this has just been so fun. Really, thank you so much, Maiyah. It's just been a big treat for us.
Yep.
Well, I'm so glad. Fun. I want to thank everybody for joining us. You have a beautiful community, and my intention was that when I came to this call, that all of your souls would align with the right and perfect path so that your impact on the world for the good of all creation would be amplified in all directions of space, time, and being. And I look forward to seeing how the universe changes in response to the beautiful energy that you've combined today.
Oh, thank you.
It happens every time I come here. There's one teller that needs two people to come and help them. That takes away from the other tellers.
I guess people are dealing with their stuff at the bank.
All right. Well, we'd like to thank everyone for joining us today, and thank you, Todd, for producing our call, and thank you, Maiyah. It's just been a delight.
Thank you. Thank you, Todd, for producing the call, and thanks to everybody. I look forward to interacting with you either in the live call if you want to go deeper, or via my Facebook page, because when you sign up for your little free money miracle, it'll give you the address of my Facebook page. And I do like an energy module on the Facebook page almost every day. Okay? Thanks, Dee. Thanks, Nanette.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Hello?